The Tiger, the Brahman, and the Jackal. Once upon a time, there was a tiger who was caught in a trap. He tried and tried and tried to get out through the bars, but they were too close together, and he could not squeeze through them. He threw himself against the cage and roared with rage and despair when he realized there was no hope of getting out on his own. By chance, a poor Brahmin came by. "Please, let me out of this cage, O pious one," cried the tiger. "No way, my friend," replied the Brahmin anxiously. "If I did that, you would certainly eat me." "No, I won't," swore the tiger vehemently. "On the contrary, I would be forever grateful to you. I would do anything you ask me to." And then the tiger began sobbing very hard. He cried so loudly that it made the kind Brahmin's heart soften, and finally he agreed to open the door of the cage and set the poor tiger free. When the door was finally opened, the tiger popped out, and pouncing on the kind Brahmin, he said, "What a fool you are! What is to stop me from eating you now? You know, I've been cooped up so long, and I am just dying of hunger." The Brahmin begged the tiger to spare his life, but the tiger would not listen to his pleas. Finally, he said to the tiger, "Okay, if you're going to eat me, you're going to eat me. There's nothing I can do to stop you. But first, let's ask the others whether or not they think your actions are just." The tiger agreed to let the Brahmin get the opinion of some of the others nearby. Besides, he needed time to get himself cleaned up for supper anyway. So the Brahmin first asked a nearby tree what it thought of the matter. But the tree replied coldly, "What do you have to complain about? Don't I give shade and shelter to everyone who passes by, and don't they, in return, tear down my branches to feed their cattle? Stop your whimpering. Be a man." Then the Brahmin, discouraged by this first response, went further across the field until he saw a large cow pulling a plow. But he fared no better from it, for it said to him, "You are a fool to expect sympathy from me. Look at me. When I was younger, and I gave them my milk, they fed me cottonseed and oil cake. But now that I am dry, they yoke me here to plow their fields all day long, and give me only their garbage for food." The Brahmin, even more discouraged, asked the road to give him its opinion. "My dear sir," said the road, "how foolish you are to expect anything else. Here I am, useful to everybody, yet they all, rich and poor, big and small, trample on me as they go past, leaving nothing for me but their trash and muddy footprints." On this, the Brahmin turned back sorrowfully, ready to give up and preparing to meet his end, when along the way he met a jackal, who called out, "Why, "What's the matter, Mr. Brahman? You look as miserable as a fish out of water." The Brahman told him everything that had happened. "How very confusing," said the Jackal when the story was finished. "Would you mind telling it to me over again? For everything has gotten so mixed up." The Brahmin told his story all over again, but the Jackal shook his head in a distracted sort of way, and still he could not understand. "It's very odd," said the Jackal sadly, "but it all seems to go in one ear and out the other. Take me to the place where it all happened, and perhaps then I might be able to give an honest opinion." So the Brahmin and the Jackal returned to the cage, where the tiger was waiting for the Brahmin, sharpening his teeth and claws. "You've been gone a long time," growled the savage beast. "But now, let us begin our dinner." "Our dinner," thought the poor Brahmin, as his knees knocked together with fright. What a remarkably delicate way of putting it. "Give me 5 minutes, sir," he pleaded, "so that I may explain the matter to the Jackal here, who seems to be somewhat slow in his wits." The tiger consented, and the Brahmin began the whole story over again, not missing a single detail, and trying to buy himself more time. He spun as long a yarn as he possibly could. "Oh, my poor brain! Oh, my poor brain!" cried the Jackal, wringing its paws. "Let me see. How did it all begin? You were in the cage, and the tiger came walking by." "Bah!" interrupted the tiger. "What an idiot you are! I was in the cage." "Of course," cried the Jackal, pretending to tremble with fright. "Yes, that's it. I was in the cage. No, I wasn't. Oh dear, dear. Where are my wits? Let me see. The tiger was in the Brahmin, and the cage came walking by. No, that's not it either. Well, don't mind me, but begin your dinner, 'cause I don't think I'll ever understand." "Yes, you will," replied the tiger, worked up into a rage at the Jackal's stupidity. "I'll make you understand. Look here. I am the tiger." "Yes, sir." "And that is the Brahmin." "Yes, sir." "And that is the cage." "Yes, go on." "And I was in the cage. Do you understand now, you idiot?" "Yes. No. Please, sir, "Well," cried the tiger impatiently. "Please, good sir. And how did you get in the cage?" "How? How do you think I got in? I was lured in with food somebody put in there. When I took it, the door snapped shut behind me. How do you think traps work, moron?" "Oh, dear me. My head is starting to spin. This is all so complicated. Please, don't be angry, sir, but I don't see any food in there. And who closed the door?" At this, the tiger lost his patience and went blind with rage. He jumped into the cage and yelled, "You fool! The food was sitting right here. I came in to eat it, and when I did, the door closed on its own. That's why it's called a trap. Now do you understand?" "Perfectly," grinned the Jackal, as he quickly shut the door. "And since you all wanted my opinion, I think everything should remain as it was."